Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians.
A warm welcome to another episode of Inside the Senate, a program that brings to your screen activities from the Red Chamber of the National Assembly and its lawmakers. I am your anchor on the program, Aisha Muhammad Ahmed. With the resumption of the Senate extended to 30th January 2024, Inside the Senate will continue with a review of notable events and activities that have shaped the lifespan of the 10th Senate. Our focus in this episode is a review of bills, particularly those that were debated during second reading. Inside the Senate would also bring you details of an interview with the chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations. All of these when we return after this time out.
We are fighting for this democracy. This country will definitely improve in terms of developmental progress.
Nigerians deserve better living.
What is the team and the legislature, they are going to put in their best for a better Nigeria.
Thanks for staying tuned. In the period under review, quite a number of bills came up for second reading. This is when the general principles, merits and demerits of a bill are debated. If it scales second reading, it is referred to a committee. Quite a number of bills have scaled second reading since the 10th Senate commenced proceedings in June 2023. Our first report on the program will bring you a review of some of those bills that scaled second reading. Do stay tuned.
Among bills considered at second reading by the Senate in the period under review was a bill for an act to amend the Cybercrime Prohibition and Prevention etc. Act 2015 and for other related matters thereto 2023, sponsored by Senator Buba Umar Shehu.
This bill seeks to amend Section 44 as well as the long title to insert some consequential omissions from the Act. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the digital and information technology age has created new avenues and tools for committing traditional crimes and new forms of crimes.
In his debate, Senator Shehu said the objectives of the bill, including the provision of an effective and unified legal, regulatory, and institutional framework for the prohibition, prevention, detection, prosecution, and punishment of cybercrime in Nigeria. Senators contributed to the debate.
Most of us have been victims of cybercrime by hacking our phones, by hacking our accounts and other things. Yes, we agree on the use of information technology, but you agree with me that these days, especially the young ones, the use of advanced technology in the information technology has advanced the young ones or encouraged them to engage in cybercrime.
There is also the situation of ransomware, whereby ransom are being made to be paid through the internet using cryptos. So, and you know, crypto is something that you cannot even detect who. You can't detect it. So this is one area I think this bill will come very important. It is there to protect our financial system and also to protect the security infrastructure of this country.
When you go to Galaxy Backbone, they have a room where you see what is happening between China, Russia, and America. You can see it every second, every minute. I remember the former minister, Pantami, myself, and the chairman in the house, we went to Korea. There was now attack from everywhere on their cyber security system. We asked a question. We said, why is there no any activities on our area? He said, oh, Nigeria, whenever we need anything, we just go there to pick and go. That's the disrespect they have for us, because our own people, we are not using to the maximum. We are not maximizing what we even have within the limit of what we are, within the limit of our capacity.
The bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Senate Committee on ICT and Cyber Crimes and Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence for further scrutiny.
Distinguished senators,
a bill for an act to amend the Central Bank Establishment Act 2007 to make the central bank more transparent and accountable in its operations and to ensure enhancement of its function and for connected matters therewith, 2023 SB 34, sponsored by Senator Karimi Sunday Steve, was also considered for second reading within the period under review.
The second area of amendment in my own bill has to do with the CBN governor and deputy governor participating in politics. Like we had with the last CBN governor. We know the problem he almost caused for the nation. I'm proposing that Section 9 be amended further, that will ban the CBN governor and his deputy from participating in politics when they are in service.
Lawmakers contributed to the general principles of the bill.
What determines effectiveness of government and its agencies is the law that is backing or establishing such. This is a well-researched. I'm highly impressed, and I'm sure all of our colleagues. And these are the loopholes that were in the CBN. And additionally, we have to look at, in addition to what he recommended, the issue of CBN thus dishing out loan to the federal government or government by ways and means, and the process in the previous administration has been abused. That too, we should look at it critically.
I want to caution us on this political consideration. I think merit should be more important here than where anybody comes from. It is what we can put forward here, which is very, very important, because whatever they do there will affect everybody. So merit should be considered in terms of your past experience and your past contribution.
The bill scaled second reading and we are referred to the Senate Committee on Banking and Finance to report back to Senate in 2 weeks.
Mining in Nigeria commercially started.
Still for second reading was another bill sponsored by Senator Diket Plank. It is titled, A Bill for an Act to Repeal the Nigerian Institute of Mining and Geosciences Act 2018 and establish the Federal University of Mining and Geosciences JOS and for related matters. Leading the debate, Senator Diket Plank highlighted the importance of the bill.
The importance of the extractive and mining industry in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. This is more so when the country is looking for diversity in the economy that has been predominantly relying on crude oil. Mining in Nigeria commercially started as far back as the 18th century, culminating into the rural colonial rule, with the colonial masters cashing in on the abundance of mineral resources in Nigeria, one of which is the tin ore in Jos Plateau.
According to Senator Plank, the establishment of a mining university will deepen research on mineral exploration, exploitation, and skilled knowledge of many facets of mining resources management, including geosciences and engineering, to Nigerian citizens. The bill enjoyed the support of lawmakers.
The solid minerals subsector is a failure in Nigeria. It contributes so far less than 0.7% to our GDP. And this really does not help us as a nation to improve on the diversification that is necessary, that we must have to do to run away from being oil and gas economy only. I think, and in fact I'm convinced, that the vehemence with which we are fighting oil theft in Nigeria should also be the vehemence with which we should fight against what happens in our solid mineral subsector.
We have a lot of mineral resources, as said, but to get the full benefit of it, I think the Senate needs this kind of a bill. And apart from passing the bill, we still need a lot of consultation and retreat to equally have a compendium of
all the mineral deposits in various parts of the state. We should have a compendium of it. Then we should get sufficient data and the necessary information that we put in legislation to make sure that all hands are on deck.
After the debates, the Senate voted for the bill to be read a second time, after which it was referred to the Committee on Tertiary Education and Third Fund to report back to the Senate in 4 weeks. On Thursday, the 23rd of November 2023, a bill for an act to provide the framework for the appointment of the staff of the Office of the National Security Advisor to enhance institutional memory and effective performance of the responsibilities of the National Security Advisor 2023, sponsored by Senator Shehu Buba Umar, was also read a second time. Sponsor of the bill stated that the bill seeks to address the then situation in the Office of the National Security Advisor, which relied on seconded or contract staffing.
The Office of the National Security Advisor relies primarily on secondment from the military, law enforcement, and intelligence services, and contract for its staffing. Over time, some contract staff providing critical knowledge, best services in the office have worked for upward of 10 years without any plan for their pension.
The worry some of us have in the light of this, even though we appreciate the concerns of our dear chair, and it's my chairman, and I'm a member of that committee, is that let us not, by trying to strengthen it, create a problem. Create a sovereignty within a sovereignty.
If we now say the National Security Advisor should have the ability to hire, and then he hires some people who see themselves as permanent staff, then you create a problem of rivalry. Who determines what? And this is national security in which the most unbiased opinion should go to the president of the country.
With this, the question was put and the senators gave their nod for the stepping down of the bill, as a result of which it was stepped down.
Those were highlights of bills taken at second reading. Let's take a break here to open the Senate notebook. Keep watching.
A bill is a legislative proposal laid before the legislature for a law or for a change of an existing law through an amendment. For a bill to become a law, it is first presented to the Senate for first reading. At this stage, no debate is taken. This is followed by a second presentation of the bill on another day, during which it is debated by senators for or against. At the end of the debate, the bill either scales second reading or is rejected. If it scales second reading, it is referred to the appropriate committee for more legislative input. This may include public hearing, during which it will be open for contributions by the public for or against. The committee later submits a report on it to the Senate. The report is perused clause by clause in the Committee of the Whole for observations by senators. At the end, the bill scales third reading and passed. It is then sent to the House of Representatives for concurrence. If there are variations, a conference committee is set up to harmonize the differences, after which it is sent to Mr. President for his assent, which has to be done within 30 days. If he does not agree with the National Assembly on the bill, he vetoes it by withholding his signature and sends it back with all his observations to be deliberated upon and sent again to him for his assent. If he still withholds his assent, the National Assembly can pass the bill with a 2/3 majority vote. With this, the bill becomes an act of the National Assembly.
You're still watching Inside the Senate, your window to the activities from the Red Chamber of the National Assembly and its members. I mentioned at the beginning that Inside the Senate had a chat with Senator Victor Ume. He's also the chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations. During our chat with him, he began by telling us the mandate of the committee.
Every time you talk about Nigerians in diaspora, people tend to think about the welfare of Nigerians living outside Nigeria in terms of those who commit crimes that are arrested, tried and convicted for one crime or the other. and people whose rights are abused and violated. I think that is the focal point of the jobs of the committee. But it is far from that. We looking at Nigerians globally, people who have fared very well in their careers, living in different parts of the world. We have Nigerians who have become very major players in various sectors of life, both in the Americas, the Europe, and the rest. If you go out there, you see that Nigerians are top doctors and engineers working in very big corporations globally. And because they are living abroad, Nigerians don't, most times, they don't know about them. But they are world beaters, break records in medicine, in sciences, even in business, you know. So my committee at this time want to expand the scope of looking at Nigerians in diaspora in terms of what they can help Nigeria do to promote national growth and development.
According to Senator Umeh, a lot of Nigerians living abroad are thriving in their various endeavors. As such, his committee aims to bring them to partner with the Nigerian government for the development of the nation.
There are some of them who are experts in the communication industries. Some are experts in healthcare delivery. Some are experts in power generation activities. You know, all those things Nigeria still needs to be able to position itself in pursuit of economic growth. We have to go and attract them because they have the requisite knowledge, the experience, and participation in the world stage. You know, if we can find such people, then we would have succeeded in attracting the capacity they have built over the years.
Senator Umeh adds that his committee is also mandated to protect the rights of Nigerians living abroad.
Where the countries where they reside in abuse their rights, we want to know the extent of abuse, and then we would like to use diplomatic channels to engage countries that do such thing, so that they will know that Nigerians are from a certain country called Nigeria, and cannot be taken for granted and abused. So we'll be looking out for such cases, and we'll be doing everything to ensure that Nigerians are not molested or abused, particularly those who are law-abiding.
During plenary on Wednesday, 1st November 2023, Senator Victor Umeh laid a petition written by a law firm, George Ufot and Co., on the floor of the Senate. The petition was on the killing of Emmanuel Chubuikem, a 27-year-old Nigerian from Nnewi in Anambra State, who was undergoing his MSc in the Philippines. He shed small light on the matter.
But he was doing a part-time job to help him make ends meet. And he had a disagreement with his employer, a Chinese woman, over payment of his wages. You know, for some reason, his employment was terminated, and he demanded for payment of the extent he has worked. The woman couldn't oblige, and in that disagreement, the employer called in some Chinese nationals, some men, about 5 of them, that came there. The young man thought they were policemen, and they led him out to the back corner for questioning. Nobody suspected anything.
According to the lawmaker, Late Emmanuel's colleagues later searched for him around the workspace but could not find him. It was reported that he was found by police after he had been beaten mercilessly. Unfortunately, he was later reported to have died at the hospital.
So such thing is something that very unfortunate. It cannot happen in any nation that is civilized. Matters like that cannot be resolved through thuggery. But what the woman resorted to was using thugs to intimidate him. Unfortunately, he lost his life in the process. So this is a clear case of murder.
Senator Umeh also speaks on measures taken by the Senate to ensure justice is served to late Emmanuel.
One, our primary interest will be that the murder will not be swept under the carpet. Appropriate action must be taken by the Philippine authorities over this matter. Those who were arrested or on the run must be arrested and charged for murder. So we are going to do that and ensure the Nigerian government follows up with the Philippine government.
That was Senator Victor Umeh, Chairman, Senate Committee on Diaspora and Non-Governmental Organizations. Up next is our profile segment. Stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan represents Kogi Central Senatorial District in the 10th Senate. She was born on 9th December 1979 in Kogi State and hails from Ihima, Okene Local Government, Kogi State. The renowned lawyer had her nursery and primary school education in Christ the King School, Okene, Kogi State, and later completed her schooling at the Government Girls Unity Secondary School, Oboroke, Ondo State. In the year 2000, she proceeded to the prestigious University of Abuja, where she studied and bagged a Bachelor of Law degree in 2004 and was called to the Nigerian bar in 2005. Between 2011 and 2012, Senator Natasha Akpoti proceeded to the University of Dundee, where she obtained a master's degree in law. She further went on to obtain a certificate in business administration in oil and gas management from the same university upon obtaining her second degree. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan began her career as a certified lawyer after obtaining her first degree from the prestigious University of Abuja. She is also an entrepreneur who is known for her achievements in the field and for being the founder and CEO of Builders Hub Impact Investment Program (BHIIP). She kickstarted her political ambition when she ran for the post of Kogi Central Senatorial District in 2009 under the Social Democratic Party (SDP). Also, she ran for the Kogi State 2019 gubernatorial elections, which were held on the 16th of November 2019. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan was declared the winner of the Kogi Central Senatorial election on 6th of September 2023 after the appeal court sacked Senator Sadiku Ohere of the All Progressives Congress (APC). She was sworn into the Senate on Thursday, 2nd November 2023 and currently serves as the chairman, Senate Committee on Local Content.
This episode of Inside the Senate reviewed bills at second reading and also featured an interview with Senator Victor Umeh, who is in charge of the Senate Committee on Diaspora and NGOs. If you missed it, connect with us via our social media platforms showing on your screen to watch the episode. Join us again next week for a fresh edition of Inside the Senate. Thanks for watching and see you next week.